welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'll be making a trouser. This is a palazzo trouser and I'll be starting with 0.5, which is same as half an inch. So over here I will be putting my hip measurements. For my hip measurement is 7.5. So I am minusing, which is also 8.5, which is also I'm leaving half inch for sewing allowance. So my initial hip measurement is 7, so I'm adding an half inch. So I'm going to mark it repeatedly so I can have a straight line. So for this place, I'll be putting my crotch measurement. For my crotch measurements, you will need to sit down in a seat so you can have your crotch measurement. So for mine is 10.5. It's actually 10, so I'm adding half inch for sewing allowance at the top. So I'll come down by 4 inches. This is going to be for my thigh measurement. So now I'll be putting my circumference of my hip, which is 10 inches. My hip measurement divided by 4 is 9, so I'm adding 1 inch for sewing allowance. I'm also doing that at the waist measurement. So I'll connect it together. I'll also connect it to the crotch measurement. For the crotch, I'm going to be going in by 2.5 inches, which is 2.5. So for here, you will need to make there's a rule for it where it's 1 inches curve. So when you have this 1 inch, you're just going to make sure that your crotch is well seated. So I'm just going to use that 1 inch to follow it, and I'll be using my curve ruler. You can actually use your free hand to mark this place. By the way, my fabric is folded into 2, so I'm cutting for the both fronts. So I'm just going to continue doing this. So this is our front crotch. Now we are going to go over to the thigh area. For my thigh is 10 inches, but I'm adding 1 inches, which is 11. So I'll connect it to my crotch. And for my trouser length is 43 inches. This is included with the folding allowance. So this includes the folding allowance. So I'm just going to connect it, and I'm also going to put my thigh measurement there, which is 11 inches. So you know this step where you repeatedly put it so that you have a straight line. So now I'll connect my trouser together. So this is going to be my trouser. For this place, I'm going to be taking out 1 inch. So I'll just connect it down. This will make my palazzo have a straight cut. So I'm going to be going over to the waist measurement. For the waist measurement, I'll be taking my waist measurement divided by 4 is 7, so I'll be adding 1 inch for sewing allowance. Which is 8. So I'll connect it to my hip. So I'm just going to take a curve ruler. If you are a bit hippie, you can use a curve ruler, but for me a straight ruler was okay. So now I'll be putting 1.5 inches. So remember my fabric is folded, so I'm going to put 1.5 inches. So in the beginning I said if you want a tight trouser, you should not put sewing allowance. So this can cover up for your sewing allowance if you want a pencil knicker. So this is the difference between a palazzo, a straight knicker, and a free knicker.
Dim dum da na da dim da na na dim dum da na da dim da na dim dum da na dim dum da na da dim da na na o da ni da na di da na na o da ni da na di da na da di ya na da dim dum da na da dim da na dim dum da na da dim da na dim dum da na
So guys, I'm done sewing the front pattern, so I went on to press it my seam. So this is the front and this is the back. For the back, I'm going to open it right side facing each other, then I'm going to put the right side of my front facing it. So for the pinning part, I'm going to make sure that I'm pinning directly to the stitches by open stitching. So this will enable me to sew a better stitch.
Sari ga ma ma ga ri ga ma pa da ni sa ni da ni da ni da sa ni da ni sa ni ga ri sa ni re sa ni da ni sa ni ga ma ma ga ri sa ni re sa rim dum da na da rim dum da na dim dum da na dim dum da na na.
Enormous, instantaneous.
You can see how my seam is joined together perfectly. So I'll go on to hold this side. So I'll be sewing this side now, and you can see how I hold my stitches, and my stitch I sewed it open. So when you go over to make this side, so remember I said it's half an inch for sewing allowance, so I'll go on and sew on half an inch. While for the front, I'm going to be taking out 1 centimeter from here. So this is optional. I advise you take out 1 inch, but if your trouser is going to be too low, don't take out 1 inch, take out half an inch. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to be putting that for the back pattern only. I will not be putting for the front. So I'm just going to measure 3.5 inches, and I'll measure 4 from the middle of the back pattern. So I'll be taking half inch for the both side, half inch for the both side. I will also do this for the other pattern of the back. You can sew this before you attach your back pattern together. So this is what I have. For the band, I'll be using, as I said, 2 inches, 1 inch for sewing allowance for the band. So this is our front pattern. You can see I did not sew any dart allowance on it. So the dart is for the back alone. So I have here 2 inches. I'll take out half inch. So this half inch is going to be my sewing allowance, and I'll be joining it together. Now I'll be pinning this way. So I'm pinning it over this way. So this is going to lock all my edges. If you have a sewing serger, you can go ahead and serge the trouser. So I'll open up my seam like this, and I'm going to be sewing directly on top of my stitch. I'll also go ahead to hem the bottom of my trouser. So this is the bottom of my trouser. I'll go ahead to hem it. So make sure you press your trouser open. So thank you for watching up to this moment. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like to see something like this. Thank you.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say